So I gotta admit, today is one of those days where I'm really not feeling super inspired to get on my mat or to take some time out for myself or um, pay attention to my own health. But I have some free time that instead of doom scrolling, I'm going to do a short little yoga flow, and I hope you join along. I'm a massage therapist and yoga instructor, and I've been doing clinical pain management and more of a medical setting massage for about 15 years now. So yeah, join me. I'm really good at figuring out where exactly to get into the body that we need to release to affect the areas that are the most impactful for most people. I would say neck and shoulders, as well as the hip area. So join along. What you're gonna do is, it's a standing stretch and it's also a bit of a balance. So I feel like on a kind of a blah day, maybe a little bit of balance is maybe exactly what the doctor ordered, spirit ordered, whatever you want to say. All right, so take your left foot, cross it over your right leg. Now, you can really have most of your weight in that right leg. You don't want to put too much of the weight into the left leg there. And we're going to put our hands on our hips and we're going to stretch both ways. So we're going to stretch to the left and come back up. And then we're going to stretch to the right. And we're going to repeat the same stretch, except we're going to bring the arms up overhead. So stretch to the right, reach over your head and stretch. Don't forget to give yourself a nice breath or two in here. And then you bring it over to the other side. Left arm goes down, right arm goes up. Stretch it overhead. One thing you do want to pay attention to is you don't want to bring your hips too far up when you're doing the stretch. You really want to kind of pin them. So kind of sink them to the ground so that you're getting a lot of side body action here. We're going to come up. We're going to switch to the other side. So right leg goes over the left leg. Remember, most of your weight this time will be in your left leg. And hands on the hips. Push your shoulders forward a little bit for a minute. Or breath. And then we're going to lean towards the right side. Hands still on the hips. You still kind of want to be pushing your chest forward, your shoulders back. Breathe and come up. And then we stretch to the other side. So to the left side, again, you're pinning this right hip down. You don't want it to ride too far up. Same with the left hip. You don't want it to come too far up there. So kind of pin them down. It's also going to help with balance. I'm going to push your chest forward, shoulders back. And come up, arms up. This time look up at your fingers. And then we're going to stretch to the right. So right hand goes down, left hand goes overhead. Remember, you're not moving your hips so much, just your upper body. You're going to bring it down, and then we're going to go to the other side. So breathe in, arms up. Oh, that feels really nice. If that feels as nice to you as it does to me, go ahead and stay. Nice little pop there. And we're going to stretch to the left side. Don't forget to breathe. Push your shoulders back. And we're going to come up. So that's a really fun little side to side stretch. That would be great for just shoulders, a little bit of leg stretch, definitely some hip stretching in there, as well as some side body that kind of just opens up the entire side there for you. All right, now we're going to move through a couple of sun salutation modifications. So feet together, Then we're gonna breathe our arms up, look up, and bend backwards. Then come down, either touch the floor with your fingertips or touch your shins with your fingertips. Breathe in. And exhale to fold. And have a little bit of a bend in your knees. Then we're going to take the left leg back. And we're going to plant our left hand down and rotate our right arm up to the sky. And bring it down. Step that right leg back to meet the left. And we're going to do knees, chest, and chin. So put your knees down on the ground. Then you want to push your chest and your chin into the ground. Probably a little hard to see. And then we're going to push up to upward facing dog. And then lift our hips up into downward facing dog. Let's give ourselves 3 nice big breaths in this pose. Two, one more. And exhale for 3. Bring your left leg in between your hands. Plant your right hand down and rotate your left arm up to the sky. Yourself a nice breath there. Then we're going to look forward, bring our right leg up to meet our left. And we're going to go back to the flat back. So either you're touching the floor, or if you can't quite reach that, touching the shins here so that your back is nice and flat. Then you're going to exhale and fold. Try to fold as much as you can from the actual hips rather than the back. You think of the hips like a hinge. Ideally like to hinge it closed, but most of us, myself included, cannot do that. So, arms up overhead, bring them down into Namaste. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. On the next inhale, arms up, look up, and bend slightly back. We're going to fold. Come up onto your fingertips, either on the floor again or your shin. And exhale to fold. Nice and slow, just because it's a sun salutation doesn't mean you can't take your time with it. Or at least in this modification anyways. So this time, we're going to bring our left knee down to the mat. And come up into a low lunge. Arms up, look up, bend slightly back again. Exhale, hands to the floor. Bring your right foot back to meet the left. And we're going to do knees, chest, and chin again. Okay? So knees, chest, and chin. And we're going to push up. Do a nice little cobra. Push your chest forward, your shoulders back. And then raise your hips up to the sky for a downward facing dog. And you can kind of pedal your legs back and forth a little bit here. So what that means is to lift one of your knees and stretch into the other. So you can pedal that back and forth. It allows you to get a little bit into the leg that you're pressing down there. And we're going to stay there for 3 breaths.
breath. And then we're gonna bring our left foot forward, right knee to the ground. We're gonna really stretch into it as we lift our arms, look up and bend slightly back. And bring those hands to the floor. Bring your right leg up to your right foot up to meet your left. Come up into that half back again, flat back, and we fold. Just have a nice breath here. Inhale and exhale. All right, come up, lift your arms, look up at the fingers, and bring your hands down into prayer or namaste pose. Really starting to feel the blood circulation and my muscles starting to open up. Usually if I can do a practice about 15 minutes per day, it really allows me to stay kind of in this pain-free state that I'm really excited about, and I think it's so easy that most people could do it too. So, you know, give yourself 15 minutes a day, and I think you'll see a big difference in how you feel in your body. So we're going to come down to the mat now. And we're just gonna do some butterfly pose. So, as this is a shorter video that I'm primarily doing just for a 15-minute period, we're gonna start wrapping it up. So, bring down to the floor, we got some nice blood flow, some circulation, our heart was pumping a little bit, and now we're going to bring it back down so that we can calm our energy just a little bit before we enter the day-to-day world. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your feet together. So your knees are bent, bring them in. It doesn't have to be as close as you can get to your body, just whatever feels comfortable, and you're gonna flap your wings. So you're basically just bouncing your knees up and down. This is a really good technique that is called jostling. It's something that people use in the massage world to kind of, it almost like tricks the joint receptors into relaxing. So it's not something you'll see all the time, but it is a massage technique. So after we've done that for a minute or two, we're gonna set up with a nice straight spine, and we're gonna fold, right? You can bring your hands forward, you can bring them down here. What you really wanna pay attention to is your back in this pose. So you wanna try to keep it as flat as you can. When we talked about hinging from the hips earlier, that's what you're looking for. So you might need to actually bring your hips back a little bit so that you have more room, right? So nice straight back, and then we're going to fold. Try to hinge as much as you can from the hip area. And it doesn't have to be as far down as you can get it. That's not always what yoga is about. It's about releasing and allowing and breathing. Not always about what something looks like. So we're gonna bring it back up, and now we're gonna do just a little bit of a shoulder stretch before we end it with a nice twist. So what you're gonna do is you're going to plant your feet in front of you, knees are bent, you're gonna plant your hands behind you. You're gonna point your fingers towards the front of your mat or wherever your toes are pointing if you don't have a mat. And we're gonna bring our hips up, right? So all it is doing is, all you are doing is just lifting the hips, right? Reverse tabletop is one of my favorite poses for the shoulders. It really kind of forces your pecs, your rotator cuff to kind of open up a little bit there. The pecs are incredibly hard to open sometimes. They get really rounded forward, and they're a very powerful muscle, so they can really get all of the rest of your shoulder muscles out of. So what I'm doing is just kind of another little side body stretch. This one's mostly with my neck. So just kind of going from either side. And it feels like I should end this with a twist. So we're gonna put our arms up, look up, and then left hand goes to right knee, right hand is behind you, and we're gonna sit up straight and twist. We bring our arms up and come back to center. Right hand goes to the left knee, left hand goes behind you, sit up tall and twist. We're gonna come back to center, and that's just over 15 minutes. So we're gonna stop there. But if you've got a few more minutes, it's really worthwhile to at least either rest setting up or laying down on more of a Savasana pose, which is corpse pose. You're just laying on your back. Nothing special or need to know there. But if you've got a few minutes, I would highly recommend just allowing your body to absorb the changes that you've made in this short amount of time. And also, it kind of serves as a little bit of a meditation. Don't be scared when I say that. It literally could just mean taking a few minutes out to breathe and to let any recurring thought patterns come and go, right? So just observe them, let them pass. I like to think of it as watching clouds in the sky. So, take a few minutes for yourself, breathe, and try to let things go. Yeah. I think we get really scared of the word meditation and what that means, or we're going to have to do it for 30 minutes. No, sometimes it can just be a few minutes, right? If that's 15, 20 minutes is all we got, then that's what we got. And it's better than nothing, and it will bring us so much satisfaction and health, I think. So, all right, I see